Aloha, this is Jonathan, your real estate agent and broker. Today we're going to talk about unpermitted structures and how does that affect you as a buyer as well as when you become a seller. So as you can see, this cute tiny house is super cute. This was built without permits, hence the price point as well as it's a cash purchase. What that means to you as a buyer of an unpermitted structure is that you cannot finance it. Why that is because most lenders will not finance anything that is not a legal structure. A legal structure meaning that you went through the building codes, you went through getting a permit, the government stamped their approval, you got the architectural stamps, so that would be the legal process. Why the homeowner didn't do that? Several reasons. One is affordability. It's not that expensive, but they just didn't want to pay for it. Maybe it might be $300 to $800 depending on the structure. The having to hire a licensed plumber, licensed electrician. You can build your own home and you can be your own contractor. So maybe the homeowner decided that they felt like they could create everything and do it themselves. So, number one is they wanted to save money. Number two, they didn't want to follow the rules. And number three, they were just at a point where it's like they didn't think it was important. But again, as a seller, you would want to have a structure permitted. Several reasons. One is it's legal. And number two, it allows you to finance it. Have more financing options, meaning you could finance it or you can have more buyers finance it. So with this property, I pulled up the county tax record. Well, as you can see, there is no mention of any permits, so this was definitely not permitted. What happens if you purchase a property that permitted? Well, several things can happen. One is the county will work with you. They'll ask you to permit it, and you can go through the process, excuse me. The other one is they'll ask you to tear it down, which is highly unlikely, but it could happen depending on your situation. And then the other thing is they might just leave you alone. They might be like, this is not an issue. But again, you are doing something illegal and you have purchased something illegal. So that becomes a legal issue more than anything. And again, you're asking me, well, is it illegal to own one? Well, it's like this. If you're speeding, is that illegal? Well, yes, but the question is there anybody to stop you from speeding? We all speed and we break the law every day. It's just a matter of how close you want to break the law. Now, as a seller, again, you have a challenge of selling this property because you can't sell it to someone who needs to get financing. So typically, this is just my experience, it doesn't mean it's everything, is that if a structure, if a house and is priced at 150,000 or less, not always, and maybe even 100,000, that typically is unpermitted in this area. That's just my findings. Again, it's a case-by-case situation, but you'll find more owner financing options, more low-price properties that are typically not financed. Are typically not permitted. Anything that's like 55,000 typically is not going to be permitted, and that's just my experience, unless it's a bank sale, and even then that could have some permitting issues. So what does that mean as a seller is also if you did pull a permit and you were like, you didn't finish the permit, so that's called open permit. And this is an example of a seller that I represent that has what's called has all the permits, but they did alterations and they never completed it. So here, as you can see, they say, hey, this permit is still open. And in the state of Hawaii, you can't sell property that has open permits. Now, oddly enough, you can sell a property that doesn't have permits, but it makes no sense. It's just a law. What this means is the building contractors board, or the contractors board in the state of Hawaii, passed a law that states that if you have an open builder permit, that you cannot sell the property if it was based on a homeowner that opened the permit for the building. Now, if it was a contractor, that's a different story. Now, in this situation, the building permit was opened by the homeowner, and so we had to request a waiver for the seller to be able to sell. They had a death, the husband died, and so it was a medical issue, so that was the process that we went through. Now, it doesn't mean all hardships will pass by the contractor's board. So hopefully that detailed information gives you enough to understand what's permitted and what's unpermitted, as well as why you can and cannot buy permitted and unpermitted. And mahalo for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe and watch the ending of this video. I've got a cute little whale video for you guys to watch. Mahalo. Aloha, my name is Jonathan. I am a real estate agent and broker on the Big Island. Thank you for watching my videos, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Mahalo. Oh yes, those are actual whales off the coast of the Big Island.